My name is Zarina K, and today I just filmed this super simple look. I wanted to show you guys my flawless foundation routine. I get compliments on my skin every single time I do my foundation like this. People sometimes can't even tell that I have my foundation. You know, people that don't really wear makeup that much. But yeah, I have a pet peeve about seeing a contour. And one day I just said, I'm done with this and no one's ever going to be able to see my contour again. And so that's where this came from, okay? I hope you guys enjoy the video and just keep on watching if you want to see how to get this look. Okay, so starting off, I use this e.l.f. primer. I always use this primer. This is actually my favorite primer as of now. And I just put that all around the perimeter of my face. I avoid going around my mouth though, okay? Because you'll see in just a second I use a different primer, this primer right here, for around my mouth, and it's actually an eyeshadow primer, but I like to use it around my mouth to avoid creases in my makeup, like because I get little smile lines, so I like to use that to avoid that. Now I'm using my favorite foundation. This is a L'Oreal Paris True Match foundation, and I was clearly running out of it. But I like to use the lighter color on like the high points of my face where you usually highlight, and then I use a darker shade around the perimeter of my face, and you'll see that in just a second. I forgot to show y'all how I color correct, so I just decided to throw that in there. Usually I'll color correct before foundation, but instead of using a red or a green or a purple or something like that, I use a concealer that is close to the same shade as my skin, but has a red, green, or purple undertone. Okay, just a little pro tip. Now, as you can see, I'm doing what I was talking about around the perimeter of my face, using a darker color. And my reasoning behind this is so you don't see that harsh contour line, so it all blends real flawless and it looks like your natural skin, okay? So I use a damp beauty blender to blend it all out, and I use like the pointy side for the lighter parts of my face, and then the butt side for the darker parts of my face, just so not everything doesn't the colors don't really mix. I want them to mix where they meet, but not everywhere. I hope that makes sense. And you'll see in just a second me using the side of the beauty blender to kind of make sure that all goes together well, right there. Now I'm going to bake, I guess. I don't really bake, it only stays on my face for a few seconds. But I'm using the Ben & I banana powder, and before anything I always make sure I go right up under my eyes so they don't crease. Then I don't put really makeup on my nose. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I don't really put makeup on my nose, but I do bake my nose or set my nose with that setting powder. And my reasoning for that, I got that tip from Makeup Shayla, and she doesn't really contour her nose, and I don't like a contour on my nose, so I just leave the bake on there for a while. Now I'm using this contour powder or contour cream, whatever, and this is my favorite one by e.l.f. I either use the two shades in the middle, or the two shades in the middle and the shade all the way to the right, depending on what I'm going for that day. And I don't contour the middle of my forehead, I just contour like the perimeter, like near my edges. That's it. Now when I take the powder off, I take a brush and kind of tap a different brown powder in. I couldn't find the one I usually use. The one I usually use has a red undertone. In just a second I'll find it and use that too. But the reasoning for the red undertone is to further color correct. And I feel like it gives me like a warm kind of look, like a warm glow, okay? This is the powder I was talking about. It's Sephora powder. I'm gonna put all the product names in the description below. But you can already see how my skin looks a little different, okay? So now I'm using a chapstick. I always use this chapstick just in preparation for the super drying matte lipstick I'm about to use. But first I'm going to put on blush. I always get up my blush with a fan brush because I don't like that like right on your cheek look. I don't like to see blush right where it is. So I always blend it like backwards towards my hairline too. And I always put it on my nose. So you can't really see what I'm doing with my lipstick, but I decided to add this clip in here anyway because just so I could talk about it. I always use a brown color around the perimeter of my mouth, and then I use a pink color like in that, and then I kind of blend it together. Okay, so that's what I do for my everyday look, or I'll just use a simple clear lip gloss, but usually I do this like brown and pink thing. And like I said, I'll put all the names of the products down below. Now today I decided to use the setting spray by NYX, the matte setting spray. Usually I use the dewy one, but I guess I was feeling a little bold, so I used the matte one. And for my highlights, a little trick: if you really want your highlight to be popping, I recommend putting it on while the setting spray is still damp on your face, not wet, damp, just a little bit. And then I put it on my nose, and I don't really have a bridge, so I put it like right there to kind of make it look like I have a bridge. And then once it's dry, I go back and blend the highlight. Okay, this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed these slow-mos and these bloopers. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
See, you got to understand, stepping is not just a dance. It's a culture. It's the way we live. It's what we eat, think, and breathe. You understand me? See,
get wild, old school's coming down in a different color. Will, picture perfect. You might want to take a flick. Call up Jazzy, tell him pop the bottles, cause we got another hit. Wanna go platinum, I'm who you should get.
We want is a bombastic, romantic, fantastic lover.
Bad hair, but you look like a slave. At the turn of the century, it's time for us to redefine who we be.
T-Pain. Damn, sus, man. Hey.
Really trying to get to know you better, girl. You ain't gotta act like you're shy.
She slapped.
Trunk battling, what's happening high? I don't even think I need the speed. Bass traveling, bass crackling high. Turn it up and make the speakers bleed.
Was it the hair that got me this far? All these girls, these cribs, these cars. I hate to say it, but it seems so flawed. Cause success didn't come till I
Touch me on the bunches, it's a Mr. Rose. Smooth, just like a silk. Soft and cuddle.
something is gonna get done. And we gonna get crunk and have a lot of fun. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. You don't get down, cause I'm the one that takes you sacrifice what you need. And that just ain't me. Hey!
She call me Mr. Bombastic, really fantastic. Touch me on the back, she says I'm Mr. Romantic, really fantastic.
I don't see how you can hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in. Leg out.